Australia could have its first heavyweight boxing champion very soon. Amanda Shalala caught up with Lucas Big Daddy Browne.
History is beckoning for Lucas Big Daddy Browne, who's hoping to become Australia's first ever heavyweight boxing champion when he takes on Uzbek Ruslan Chagaev for the WBA title in Chechnya next month. And Lucas Browne joins me now in studio. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
How hungry are you to not only create this bit of history, but have this personal milestone for you becoming heavyweight champion of the world?
Basically, this is my life. This is something I've been dreaming on since I was little, growing up and watching Mike Tyson and all that sort of stuff. Not knowing I was going to be a heavyweight as such, but wanting to be the heavyweight champion of the world. It's something that obviously I can do for my children and for my family and everything else, not only monetary, but having that history aspect of it, and just them being proud of me as well. So it really does mean everything to me at the moment.
Tell me a bit about your background, because you didn't start out in boxing.
No, about 30 years old, I started doing the MMA. I basically jumped in and did MMA. 2 weeks later, I did a kickboxing fight, and a week after that, did a boxing fight. So I wanted to do all three. I sort of realised very quickly, going up against people like Daniel Cormier in MMA, that I wasn't the wrestler that I needed to be for that sort of thing, and I just like punching people in the face. So I'll stick with boxing, yeah.
So your opponent for this title fight, Chagaev, he's nicknamed the White Tyson. What are you expecting from him?
The beauty of this day and age is you can see everything on YouTube and social media and all that sort of stuff. So I do know what to expect. He's a left-handed fighter, which something I've only had to do once in my career so far. But he's a lot shorter, stockier, does have a lot of power. But yes, I think I've got the edge in regards to my length and speed and my now footwork and stuff like that. So it's going to be expected he comes over with his left hand, but I've just got to avoid that.
Now, I understand the Chechnyan president has been pretty involved in the build-up to this fight. What's he been doing? Well,
basically, I think they're best friends, to be honest. Like, they're in other fights, they've had each other on each other's shirts and all this sort of stuff. So it is one of those things where it'll be good to have the president there and involved, and obviously the fans will come along with it as well. But it's a little bit daunting at the same time, yeah.
Well, it's an incredibly foreign environment to be fighting in as well. Yeah. What are you expecting on that side of things?
I've been told obviously security's going to be great. I'm in a 5-star hotel and all that sort of stuff. So I'm under the assumption for the 2 weeks I'm there, it's going to be freezing cold anyway. So I've got my thermals ready. I'm basically going to be in the hotel and just doing the prep. So I don't really want to go sightseeing regardless. I'll be in fight mode as it is. So yeah, it'll just be the inside of the hotel, unfortunately.
Looking beyond this, if you do win, you could earn a match-up with Vladimir Klitschko or Tyson Fury. How enticing is that for you? Again,
it's one of those dreams come true. Again, monetary value, that sets my life up, you know. So for me, it is, I do want to be the best, and I've got to get past Chagaev first, obviously, to do that. But it's definitely something that's in the balance for me, which is great.
What have the preparations been for this fight? How much of yourself have you been putting into this to ensure that you're in peak condition and ready to go?
Basically, I'm here by myself. My family, children, everyone, they're all in Perth at the moment. So I'm in a little bedroom at my mum's house and just solely focusing on the job at hand, obviously. Twice a day, probably 4 to 5 hours a day training. So it is, I've gone down from 126 kilos down to 114 at the moment. So it's the lightest and best I've looked in my career, and I'm still a month out. So I'm very excited about where it's at.
I'm sure there'll be many Australians behind you. Can you confidently tell them that you are going to win?
100%. There's no point going over there thinking that a decision is on the cards, because I don't think it would be on the cards for me regardless. So I'm going out there to do some damage and really knock someone out.
Lucas Browne, good luck. We're all behind you.
Thank you very much.